everybody, welcome back to MyammeeTV. You guys, it has been some time. I know it's been some time. I know. But today, you guys, I am back with a movie review, as you can see from the headlines, of the Netflix movie Nappily Ever After. And I always loved Sanaa Lathan because Loving Basketball. When I was in high school, Loving Basketball came out, and I used to play basketball, so I always wanted love and basketball together. Like, I wanted to be in the WNBA, but I got hurt. And I was like, that's going to be me, But life has other things for you. So before I dive in, you guys, I want to make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe now. Hit the notification bell so that way you know when I upload new videos. Comment below while you're watching. If you hear something that you love, go ahead and like the video, or you could just like the video right now. But let's go ahead. Let's get into this movie review. So today, you guys, I wanted to talk about Nappily Ever After because this is like a movie where it's so personal to me. Growing up and weaves and my natural hair and wigs and hair pieces and all of these things, you guys, like this, when I saw the trailer for it, it made me think like, okay, is it about time for me to start wearing my natural hair? Because I've never worn my natural hair, right? But before I get into my personal stuff, I love this Netflix movie. Like, I am at home. I am in my Miami Heat sweats. I just finished watching Nappily Ever After, and this is the way I would love to do movies all the time. Like, chill at home, eat my snacks, be on my couch and watch the movies that I want to watch in my own home without having to drive somewhere, get out, come home, and, get on my couch anyway. So I think if Netflix can continue that, I think that is a good deal. So, shout out to Netflix and this movie for giving Sanaa Lathan this lead role. She played this role so perfectly. I honestly don't know who else could have played this role. So, before I get into the review, I wanted to wear like some hair that was like symbolic of like big natural hair. This is not my natural curl pattern at all. I'm more of an Afro 4 ABC-ish girl. I don't even know what curl I am, but I know it's very tight and coiled. And it shrinks. Okay, when water hit it, it is a how can I put into words? It is a cotton ball. But if you pull it and if I blow it out and if I press it, it's longer than what it is like wet. It's just one day I'm getting more comfortable with the idea of me considering wearing my hair. So, and when the movie opens up, it's so personal to me. Again, you guys, this movie speaks loud to me because I never wear my natural hair. Never. Even though I'm natural, I barely wear it. And if I do decide to wear my natural hair, I might wear it in a ponytail. So you may see like this part of it going into like a ponytail. And then the ponytail is basically weave or a piece or something like that. I haven't worn my hair out naturally like all the way through. You guys, probably since middle school. And that's a long time ago. So the movie starts off, which I love how the movie starts off, right? It starts off as her mom. Basically, her mom was the culprit behind this. She's at this park and she wants to jump into this pool. Her hair is pressed. It is hot combed down. She goes to this pool. She's in the bathing suit. And a little boy inside of the pool was like, I bet you can't hold your breath longer than me or whatever. So of course she likes challenges. Sounds like someone I know. She likes challenges and she jumps in the pool. She looks back at her mom like she probably gonna kill me because I'm about to mess up my press. You know how long it took and how many tears I probably had to cry and whine because I didn't even want to sit there and get my hair pressed, but I'm about to throw in this pool. So she jumps in the pool, starts to hold her breath. She couldn't even beat the little boy because she did beat him because he came up first and then she came up second. So kudos to you, Sanaa Lathan. So she comes up and her hair is basically shrunken and a little bit afro, and it turns into what water does to all of our natural hair. It turns into its natural state. So that for me was an eye-opener for me, you guys, because it was so different. My experiences were different. My mom wanted me to accept my hair, and I did not. I did not want to. She was trying to force that on me to accept my hair, to accept myself. And I just didn't want to because everybody around me had perms. And this is like late 80s, you guys, early 90s. Well, probably like early 90s. Because late 80s is too young. So I just say early 90s. I was in that phase of I want a perm. Like, I don't want to wear my nappy hair. Because back then people used to, if your hair was not pressed or something, you had nappy hair. Right? And that's how society of America has programmed us, as if we're not enough. And it's like no wonder today that we are leaders when it comes to weaves and all of this hair stuff and just hair, because we have been sitting here trying to suppress what's natural to us. And if you have grown up in the 90s, you know, I don't know, my experiences was different. People today, kids today have it so much easier to and be able to embrace their natural hair, unlike I did, or people previous who grew up with me in my era, because it wasn't a thing. Like, it was like, no, your hair is nappy, get it done. It was always get it done, as if our hair is just not done right there. Like, that's the way it is, you know. So why isn't it not done? So anyway. But let's remember the products that we had in the 90s. It was Just For Me. That was like the main product to be on or have or buy. And then it was like the perm repairs. It was all of the greases. Your hair was just laid down, just heavy. And then the pink lotion. So we didn't really have what people have today. Like, they are so blessed. But anyway, back to the movie. It flashes to her years later. She's Mrs. Perfect. Like, her hair has to be laid. Her hair has to be pressed. She's with her boyfriend of 2 years. When they having sex, oh my God, she doesn't want him to touch her hair. When she's in the kitchen cooking or opening up the dishwasher, she's like back because she doesn't want the heat to hit her hair. She is so self-conscious of her hair. And I can agree with that, because many, many years ago when I did Flavor of Love, everybody seen me. I hated getting my hair wet. It was one of those reasons, because not only did I have weave, that meant I had to get underneath the weave, take the weave out, clean my hair of whatever the wet solution was, whether it had been a pool or a beach or whatever the case is. Now I have to tackle that. Then I have to dry the braids if I want to keep the braids in. It was just so much. So I was just like, no, I don't want to get my hair wet ever. Don't touch my hair. You know, like, I understood that. Like, this movie is so me to a certain extent. So she goes through all of that. She thinks she's about to get married. Come to find out, she's not about to get married. She's about to get a dog that she doesn't even like. She doesn't even like dogs, she had said in the beginning. So basically, her and the boyfriend broke up. He basically told her, I feel like we have been on the first date for 2 years. And then she used to wake up early, almost like Whitley in a different world. I remember one episode, she used to wake up, she used to brush her teeth and then come lay in the bed or whatever. So she used to wake up, put on makeup, and get back in the bed. Now, to a certain degree, I used to do something similar to that until I got comfortable with landing like a bonnet around my exes or whatever the case is. But majority of the time, it was always with a weave. Like, none of them seen my natural hair. She went to the reason why she started to shave her hair, you guys, was because right before the surprise birthday party, surprise engagement party, she actually went to this salon, this doggone salon, which was Divine. I think it was Divine for her. To come to find out, the person put relaxer on her hair, not shampoo or conditioner. I mean, not conditioner. So she sits under the dryer, and, you know, and I'm looking at the movie. I'm like, she tripping. Like, maybe she's just mad because it's too hot. Maybe she doesn't do hot dryers. Like, I don't know. To see that her hair starts to fall out at the sink. So that night, they basically gave her like a wig or some pieces or whatever they did for her. She shows up to the dinner in her little wig, and he did not propose. Right? And then I told you before, they end up breaking up because she realized she wants a husband and not a boyfriend. And I agree. It's been 2 years, sir. Hello, you know, like, what are we doing here? Are we wasting each other's time because a man who finds a great thing finds a wife? So, and she tried her hair blonde. She had tried a one night stand. It did not work through. It did not go through, which was, I was like, yes, I'm happy she didn't have a one night stand with that guy, you know, because it's one thing you get your heart broken. It's another thing you rush into things with other guys and you're not healed yet. Like, I'm a person who believes in just like, after you in a relationship, you have to heal yourself of what just happened, you know, because you don't want to bounce. And some people say you should bounce quickly. I mean, everybody is different. So for me, I have to heal. I have to assess everything, what happened, why it didn't work, what lessons I have to learn from that about myself, what I have to learn about moving forward, and like all this stuff. So I was just happy she didn't have the one night stand. I'm happy she went out. She got her hair blonde. She tried something different. But I'm happy it didn't work out. So anyway, her hair gets wet. When she gets home, she's just going through it. She's drinking at home. Music is on. In my head, I'm thinking music is on. And then she just starts to cut her hair because you know what? She was just over it. Like, I'm over it. But then she wakes up the next morning after a hangover and she realized, oh my God, I was just crazy drunk. And she starts to scream. For me, it was a reality check. Like, do hair really make us? You know, like, could it be that big of a deal? Like, hair really makes us, you know? And again, you guys, I'm personally starting to deal with that myself, you know? And again, one day I want to wear my hair out. I just want to be comfortable enough in my own skin. It takes time for that. You know, in the movie, she had to go to this girl meeting with somebody in her office that told her to take off her scarf because even though she had shaved her hair, she started wearing scarves now. It was always something on her hair, on her head. So it was just a reminder, like, it was such a good feeling to know she ended up being comfortable. And the lady told her, girl, just own it. Own what you have. Own who you are. Own it. And that was just like I was crying through this movie, you guys. Like, I was crying because I don't think you understand. For those who are natural and you're out here living your best natural lives, I salute you, you guys. Like, you guys are doing your thing. For us girls who have not wearing our natural hair outside in the elements, like, I'll wear my hair like in my house, but I'm not wearing it outside. Like, my hair has not seen sun over 20 years. I really don't know how many years. It's been a long time. I've worn braids sometimes in between there, but really not my full natural state. So yeah, but anyway, like I said earlier, she went in that salon. Even though she had got that perm, she went in that salon and she ended up running into a little girl. And this little girl had a dad who was the owner of the salon. And that was so defined for her because I felt like he was, at one point in the movie, he was so perfect for her. Like, the moment where they went on his first date, right? They went on his first date. And the moment he said, you know, I create my own hair products, it's all natural. And she found that out when she was at the house talking to her and the daughter, talking to him and his daughter when he cooked for her, right? And I'm like, ooh, pineapple chili. Like, how does that taste? Because I want to taste the pineapple chili. So when she found out that he did his own product, so they're at this park, they're walking. Right in the beginning of the movie, she never let this man touch her hair at all. So while she's in the park and he puts this oil, he's like, oh, this is this new scalp treatment that I've created. It feels so good on your scalp. So he starts massaging her head. You guys, I've never had anybody massage my head except it was somebody like in the spa where I feel like this old lady, she doesn't, you know, she could touch my head. But I never had a man massage my head like that, you know. And of course, it's always something. It's this layer, then it's the braids underneath it. So my scalp really is never touched. If a man was to touch it, he would have to literally have my braids open, my hair released, and just go in there and massage my scalp, you know. So that moment for me was like, oh my God, like, how does that feel? You know, like, how does that really feel to be so like free and like, this is who I am, this is my head. I just love that part of the movie. That whole date, like food trucks and like, oh, that was like a perfect date. Fat food, you know, food trucks, the little lights at the top, a low-key environment is like such a good date. You know, nothing too tight, you know. So I love that part about their first date. I thought it was such a perfect touch. So it was so good to see a man who accepts her insecurities that she had been dealing with for a long time, and she didn't even realize how deep they were, right? So that right there, along with that date, along with him just accepting her in her natural state, was just such a beautiful thing. I think we all want somebody who will accept us wig on, wig off, you know, and just see us as the soul, see us as the personality, see us as the loving person that we are. Besides that, because men can say this all day, you know, we want our women to be natural. And then I hear stuff about men getting these girls who are natural, and then they want them to have long hair, right? Or the hair is too short. Or can you do something with your hair? Because they also have been programmed as well. Like, we all have been programmed that our hair is just not enough, or it's a bad thing, or it's wrong. So when we want our men to accept that, they don't accept it. So it's hard for us as women to also try to accept that as well and feel confident in that. But we can get over that. I believe, first of all, I believe all things are possible. That's number one. Number two is my hair. I have to get over that as well. So we're all going to get over it. And I want men to be more accepting to that. Her mom has this cookout of, and there's nothing wrong with dating lawyers and doctors and all of this, but it made it seem in the movie as if those type of guys are just so one way. You know, they're so stuck up. Like, you want a man who will let you sing on the couch, you know, with no music on. You want a man who can rub your hair in the park. You want a man who wants to see you dance. You want a man who wants to see you free and open, because when he's not around, that person that you are with yourself, you want him to accept that person. So that way you're just yourself the whole time. You're not trying to front or become anybody else. So after her mom messed that whole thing up with the guy who she just met, and oh my God, I have no idea what's everybody's name. I'm just going to use the pictures because I have no idea what the man name was, or Sanaa Lathan's name in the movie, which is so bad. But for her mom to mess that up for her, I was like, dang, mom, like she's trying to embrace this new her. She's trying to find herself. And I understand where she comes from and try to like find herself. Like, being in your 30s, you guys, I don't know if some of you guys are like way, way young or over or right here with me. We are in a phase of discovering ourselves. I know I am. I am really soul searching, self-searching, and things happen in your life that will make you start to think about what makes you happy. What really makes you happy? You know, like, what really isn't worth it anymore? What really makes you tick? You know, so to have a man that brought that out of her, made her realize that, and for her to jump into this stupid picnic with her mom and this stupid lawyer, you know, little uptight little lawyer. Like, no, she needs to live a little bit. Because yes, we all need money. We all need money to live. Trust me, we all do. But sometimes the focus shouldn't just be on that. It's about what else can a person provide for your life. And not just the money. Of course, money has to be there, because if not, you would be under the bridge or in a shelter, or worse, living in your car, and probably not even in a car, on the side of a road, on the side of a street. You know, so you have to have money, right? And you have to eat. You have to, like, you know, take baths and like all this stuff. So yes, you need money. You know, I'm not here bashing money, but you have to make sure there's a healthy balance. And that's what I believe in. It's not just all about money, especially with me. Again, everybody's mind is different, but in that movie, I really loved his character with Sanaa Lathan. I think he was like so perfect for her as she was coming into this new phase of herself and just rediscovering who she is without the pressed hair. At that point, they basically had broke apart for a minute because he felt like she didn't accept him. If a man does something that he loves, does it really matter what he do as long as he love it? It was either she goes with it's either you go with somebody who is like so straight laced, there's nothing wrong with that, or you go with somebody who's like so down to earth, who knows who he is and wants, you know. So and she quit because her boss was like, no, I don't like that idea. I'm gonna go with the typical white guy, big boobs, blonde, whatever the case is, commercial over yours. And her commercial was really kind of like dope. So when she quit, she just felt so liberated. She went home, she's dancing with the dog, she's doing her thing, and the ex is in the house. with pee on his shoulder. Like, boy, take off that shirt. Like, that is so whack. Like, why are you walking around with, like, there's no way I can walk around in no shirt that has dog pee because it's so strong. Dog pee is very strong. When I had my dog, his pee was very strong, you know, so I don't know how he was walking around in that scene with that. But anyway, so he was like, can I please take a shower? She was like, what are you doing here? Can I please take a shower? And she was like, you know what, just go ahead. So she jumps, so she goes in the shower, of course. And for the first time, they have sex in the shower because she never wanted to get her hair wet in the shower, the steam, like all of that, you know. So that was, I know that was like a freeing moment for her. So they started to date, and then he basically finally proposes to her. But on the way to their engagement party, I was like, girl, do not go to this engagement party. He wants you to press your hair. He doesn't even want your natural hair out. Like, don't go. So they're on their way to the engagement party, and he's like, can you please just press your hair out for me? And she's like, what do you mean? He was like, I just want things to be perfect. And it was like going backwards. You know, like all of this work you have just did to get yourself to this state of self-love and self-worthiness and being aware and just all of this good stuff, you know, that we all fight for every day. And this man basically tells you that you're not perfect at that moment, that you have to straighten your hair. Like, do something with your hair because you're not perfect. I need you to be perfect. And that right there, to me, the movie would have been different because there's no way I would have went. There's no way I would have went to the engagement party. For what? For what? You don't even accept me for who I am. But the other guy did. He massaged my head in the park. You know, like, but I think she wanted that proposal so bad, she just accepted it and she basically dealt with it. And that's the most saddest thing, you guys, is that we're in these relationships and we accept things that we know deep down in ourselves that they're not good for us. They're not good for us. So why are we forcing ourselves to go through with this thing? And we know something is telling us, or we realize it on our own because we get the wisdom to realize it, that they're not good for us. So why are we so desperate to keep things when we know things are just not good for us internally, our souls, the things that we need to tick and talk, you know? So anyway, she accepts it. She says, okay, whatever, I'll press my hair. So her mom comes over, presses her. Her mom has been doing her hair for 1,000 years, you know? So her mom comes over, presses her hair. Her mom's just so happy, blah, blah, blah. They go to the engagement party, and his parents are probably more straight-laced than her mom. Her mom is just Mrs. Priss, you know? So his parents seemed like they were the same. And in the movie, if it wasn't for the little girl who she basically bonded with, even though her and that guy broke apart at the picnic, she still bonded with her. And I give her props for that, because I don't know how it is to date somebody with kids and actually continue to have a bond with their kids after the fact, even though me and that person has broke up. I don't know how to do that. I've never been in that predicament. But for her to do that, it shows, you know, that she understood what that little girl needed. And I thought that was just like, I just had so many crying moments in this movie, like I'm getting teary-eyed now. So I love that part about it. So for the little girl to come up and the mom comes over there like a bully, I'm like, Mom, please have a seat. The little girl just told you she is so dope and she loves the skin that she's in and you can't break it. Sanaa Lathan got a aha moment. She went in that house outside of that engagement party, outside by the pool, took off them shoes and she had to sit there and think, like, what am I doing? And I was so happy she did that, because it's like, don't get to the altar and break up. Like, it's time to go now. This man does not accept you for who you are. And you have to get a man who will accept you for who you are from A to Z. From A to Z, right there at the moment. You know, not saying he'll wishing and hoping you turn into somebody else. Like, he loves you right then in the moment, no matter what it may be, your hair, no matter what it may be, your career, no matter if you're lost, no matter if you are, I don't know, whatever the case, maybe you have kids, maybe whatever, your weight, whatever it is, like, that man just loved everything about her the way she was. And we all want that, right? So to have somebody else who wants you to change to make him look better or to make the situation look better, it's like, no. And if you don't like me for me, you need to go. That's my thing. I'm putting my little personal spin on that. But anyway, overall, you guys, the movie was so good. You better not, because if it wasn't for you getting your hair pressed, you wouldn't even be proposed to right now. And she was just, I couldn't believe her mom told her that. Like, so you trying to tell me I only got proposed to, or I'm only being loved because of my hair? Like, that was a big thing for me too at the moment. So she jumps in this pool. That little girl jumps in after her. And guess who jumped in right after them? Her two best friends. And that's what you call friends, okay? Because they jumped in that pool right after her to make sure that she realized, girl, we got your bag. And that's what you call friends. Like, I love that part about it, right? They didn't judge her. They didn't second guess her. Like, she is just crazy. Everybody get back to the party. No, they said, I'm jumping in with my girl too. And then everybody else started jumping in the pool. And then it cuts, right? And then she somehow gets back with the other guy who loved her bald head, the hair products that he had rubbed into her head, the bald head. Oh my God, I still love that about the movie. Who has the daughter that she has been, being befriended and being there for her as a female figure. So she had represented him to pitch his product into these people that she probably already had relationships with. So I don't know if she had became a consultant doing that for many other people, because she did quit her job. So I don't know where she has stood with her career wise, but I would love to see it. So that's why I would love to see part 2 of this. But at the end, he said the saying of his product and she said the second part of it. And I just thought they just worked so well, but she walked away first. They didn't kiss or anything. So I'm like, please don't tell me this is the end of the movie right now. Like, I want to see them in a park at a picnic. I want to see them kissing. I want to see her get pregnant. I want to see her get married to this guy who accepts her, for this newfound stuff that she has worked so hard to find and get over and embrace. So, to sum it up, I learned from this movie that no matter what we lack to show, it's always there. This movie has enlightened me to embrace my natural state, like my mom wanted me to embrace it from day one, and I didn't want to listen to her. And here I go 30 some years later wanting to do what my mom was trying to force me to do, and that was just to embrace the beauty that she have gave birth to, and be okay with my hair. And I wasn't, and I'm getting over that now. And it's emotional. Very emotional. Because you want to embrace that part about yourself, and it's like, gosh, like, But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys go ahead and watch Nappily Ever After. If you have, let's talk below in the comments. Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. Make sure you hit that notification bell, because if you hit the notification bell, that means every time I put up a video, you will get an email that I just posted one. So social media accounts are below, or you could just simply search Myammee. You should find me everywhere. Basically, I'm kind of like everywhere on all social media platforms. Make sure you guys come find me, say hello, let me know what you think of this review, and how do you feel about your hair, your natural hair. Are you a weave wig wearer too, and you have not embraced it? Or we're going to start this journey of letting it go and just wearing our hair here and there and embracing who that is, which we see anyway. We see it when we're at home. We see it when we go in the mirror. We see it when we wash it. So that's a journey. That's going to be a journey. Thank you so much for being a part of MyammeeTV. And I'll see you next time.